Hello, everyone. My name is Tensi Saravia. I don't know if you can confirm, if you can hear my voice and see my screen. Okay, perfect. Yeah, seems to be good. So I don't know if you want to introduce something or you want to say something, Victor, before we start.
Hello, Tensi. Thank you everyone for your time this morning. Well, just a quick reminder, this webinar is going to be recorded and sent to your email right after the webinar. Any question, any idea that you might have for a future project about MCDI, please share all of your questions on the right side panel, on the same panel that you confirmed that you can hear Tensi. Please send us all of your questions, and at the end of the webinar, we'll have a quick Q&A panel to reply to all of your questions. So, Tensi, if you're ready, we can start.
Okay, thank you. Well, as I said before, my name is Tensi Saravia, and I'm business manager in MCDI. MCDI is a Canadian company. We work specially for software development. We have the Securitor, which is a monitoring software, and we have also receivers. And we are going to talk about especially the monitoring central station, where we work with Securitor. So we have 5 smart ways to increase your revenue in an alarm company, monthly service revenue. And what is important to know is that we have 2 kinds of companies monitoring stations. We have the ones that give service to customers, and then the ones that are more like private projects. Actually, in the United States, for example, Securitor is sold, or we have many cases where private companies install their own central station. And first of all, we need to know what is the central station, a monitoring central station of alarms. So in a central station, we are going to monitor whatever you receive from the panels, from alarm panels. A central monitoring station is a 24/7 center, and we are going to have highly trained operators who immediately will respond to any incoming alarm. And then we are going to send an emergency like a dispatch if it's needed. What we want to do in a central monitoring station is to make sure that the people and then the property that we are monitoring are safe. So a central monitoring station is a response to any emergency. We are going to have a response and then things to do when we receive those events. I don't know if you have question about it, but it's pretty much what we do in a central station. And there are many systems now that can send events to your phone, your cell phone, and maybe to the subscribers directly. But the difference in a central station is that we are going to supervise these events 24/7, as I said before, and every day, 365 days per year. So there are many new things that we can do in a central station. So we can offer the service to the customer so they can feel safe and be safe, and to feel also like secured. So how we can grow this? How can we do this more efficient? And there are three ways that I would like to talk about. Is the first one to acquire new tools in a central station, acquire new tools because before the central stations, the central monitoring stations were very basic. We used to have receivers and phone lines, and we just would give a brief description of an event to our customers. A brief description like, I don't know, you got an event of window sensor, for example. But nowadays, we can also tell customers that we saw their cameras, or we can also send notifications directly to their phones, and we can have more interaction with them. So we also can acquire new knowledge, as it's a new way of operate the monitoring central station. 20 years ago was quite different than now, how it is, how we do the job. And as I said, we can also have more like better response to these events. We can tell a customer, for example, that everything seems normal if we can see the cameras, and also if we receive something like an event. And with this, we can offer new services as applications, a mobile application, and new features. As I said, for example, a video verification. We can also report this to the customers. There are also automatic notifications that will arrive to the customers. And we also have statistics reports of the alarm. For reception, also is quite different as it was before. I am talking about 10 years ago, or maybe even 5 years ago, that phone lines were used to receive all notifications. Phone lines, I mean the PSTN lines, that they are no longer being used as much. In the United States, most of the panels are now IP panels. Maybe in Latin America, we still have much communications with PSTN, but it's also changing. Why is it changing? Well, it's something that is new. The phone lines were used very, very long time ago, and nowadays we want to have internet and very fast internet, so we want to use IP. So everything is IP nowadays. I remember that I was talking with someone a few days ago, and he's been in the security for like, I don't know, 20 years or maybe 15 years. And he was quite shocked when I told him that he needs to change to IP panels. And he was like, why? Everything is working now. And I said, no, it's not working. Maybe you haven't noticed, but you are not receiving all your signals on your central station. And I can prove it with Securitor, because Securitor also has monitoring events that says that the communication didn't arrive well. So that's also another thing that it's important with software in a central station, that it has everything according to the protocols that you should have in a central station to operate correctly. So I was saying that it doesn't matter if the panels are connected via Ethernet or GPRS. You can receive all these events with DT42. So the DT42 is IP alarm receiver. So you get alarms over IP either directly from panels, or some of the panels are connected to servers like M2M servers that we can receive directly to the DT42. So it doesn't matter how it's connected, the DT42 get it. So we have sources and outputs that are directly from various panels that are several protocols. And it's like being a computer without being a computer. I'm saying that because the DT42 is a standalone signal board computer, and it runs with Linux. So you don't need to have another computer with another I don't know, program or software, and then to have an iOS there, and to have, I don't know, like Windows OS or something, and then the antivirus and etc. etc. It's very easy to connect the DT42, and what you need is just to connect it to internet, and you'll get your signals from many panels. So I think that no other receiver does more formats or tested as the DT42, and I'm going to mention Ajax, Ajax, and AMC Electronica, Bosch. Maybe you have well, the M2M, of course, and the Hikvision panels, the X-Pro. What else? Maybe Pyronix and Risco, etc. So we're receiving SIA DC09. And well, with this, just saying that I would like to mention that IP is sometimes when we already have a central station, it can be a challenge because we need to change maybe our equipment, as I said before, that we need to change it and to innovate a little bit, but also give us an opportunity to receive everything about over IP. You receive it on a server, but then on the server you can send it to a cell phone or to a central station, and it gives us the opportunity to interact more with the panel. For example, we can arm and disarm, and also we can do this from Securitor. Securitor also has a way to arm and disarm panels like M2M panels and X-Pro panels. It's an opportunity. I see it that way. So it's easy to use. Securitor, I think, is very easy to use and to learn, and it also has support. It's updated all the time. We have launched, for example, the new version this month is a new version with new features, of course. Also adding new integrations like new camera integrations and new remote control integrations like with new brands. And this quite is very stable. I would like to mention also our Winsome program. It's a software that was launched in the late 90s and is an example of how stable our monitoring softwares are, because really there are some clients that still use it, Of course, we recommend to change the securitor, but I want to mention that just to know, to let you know there is a stable. We have updates every once in a year, and as I said, it's free to all our clients that have a support plan. The support plan, you can get it for 3 months, 6 months, or a year. It depends on what you want and your needs, and it's not an obligation with MCDI to have support plan. Of course, it gives you a lot of advantages if you have it. So as what you can do to make a very efficient central station is to add this module. The video verification module, I think, is one of our most popular modules to date. It helps reduce false alarms, and it also gives you the opportunity to double check the alarm. You can see what's going on at the place at the moment that you got an event. An event, it can be, let's say, sensor of movement sensor or something like that. It also includes motion detection. If you have cameras, also have a motion detection. You can add it in Securitor. We are adding more brands. Like for now, we have Hikvision and I think Uniview, but we are adding another brands for motion detection. But to see the video verification, we have already a very large list of cameras and brands that are already integrated in Securitor, as is Hikvision and Dahua and the WiseNet, Hawa, etc. You can also have or add images as reference, so you can compare what is going on and how it should be. This is the image that I have here in my screen right now. At your right, you can see how it should be and what you're looking at. And this can be very helpful if something happens and you don't see something that should be there. I don't know, it can be also like a parking lot and you should see a car or something. It's not there anymore. Okay, as third, party integrations. Well, you have everything connected to Securitor now. You can have CCTV, you can have alarm parlance, and everything. You get it in one place in Securitor. In features, we have Verificator. This is an app. You install it to your customer, and the customer is going to receive all notifications that everything that happens in the panel. Everything, I mean, well, you can also choose, but you can receive openings and closings and all the events of, I don't know, Bulgari, or even events that are more technical, like, I don't know, if you lose electricity on the place, you can receive that as well. And what is important with this app is that you can confirm or you can cancel every event. So it reduces false alarms, where the customer is able to confirm or cancel an alarm directly from his phone using this app. And this helps to the monitoring center to avoid all those false alarms and have someone, you know, checking and calling the customers when actually maybe the customer knows that it's already a false alarm because he, I don't know, he arrived to the place and didn't have time to to open the alarm, to arm or to disarm. So another way to do more efficient monitoring central station is with this other module that we have. This module is called Click to Dial, which allows the operator to make a call directly from Securitor with just one click. So we can reduce time and maybe human mistakes when you are dialing to your customers. And also you can record everything, every call that you do, and also it attach this recording to the event directly from traffic. So if sometimes you have a client and the client says that he doesn't receive any call or something, you can check on traffic directly and hear the recording and also maybe send it to him. And maybe it was a mistake, or he was saying that he didn't receive a call, but actually it's because he didn't respond and it was the second person that answered the call. So you're gonna have also with Securitor a quick answer, a quick response. As I said before, in a central station, what is important is to have this event. Okay, you get it, but then what you do with it is also the difference between just having a panel alarm that is going to be sending your notifications directly to your phone, and with the central station, with the central monitoring station, you're going to have also someone that is going to have a quick response to any type of situations. This is, for example, if you have a video verification, you can also call authorities. Also, I would like to mention that in many countries or in many cities, it depends, false alarms are like not permitted, and it also can have a fee if you use them a lot. It's happening here in Mexico, in Latam, and in the United States. Of course, it's something that is, it depends maybe on each state, but you cannot just send authorities like in every false alarm. So here's another application that we have. It's an app that you install also in a phone number, in a cell phone, and you can use it for your employees. This is not to your customers, more to like internal application. And what you do is that it allows you to send all the information you need from an activation, and you're going to send it directly to your guards that are on duty. You can use MCB, that's how it's called, and Securitor with the same database. And let's say that you have an event, I don't know, in my house, let's say that it's in my house, and you can send it to the guard so he can go and check everything that is happening there, and also attach a picture or maybe a document or even a voicemail or whatever. So you can create itineraries as well, like you are going to go to a place and check maybe cameras or a sensor, whatever. So you can also use it for maintenance. You can create itineraries or rendezvous. The rendezvous is like a meeting. We're going to be there at what time, and to create a schedule for your technical employees. Of course, you can also have a report in every time. So this can be very efficient to central station, especially if you have employees that are going to your customer sites. You can know where your technician is. The personnel at all times, and also you can keep track of the install and the job or the services that you are doing. As well, you can use a QR code or tags for your personnel to check in and know everything that is going on track. And I would like to also talk about new business opportunity on private sectors. Well, I use an image for universities, but it can also be used in, let's say, malls. This application is called APS, and APS is a help button that you install also in a cell phone. And what you can do with this app is that it can sense your GPS position, exactly where you are, and so you can send help. It also works like on a standalone. You don't need a panel. You can just install the app and then you send it. You send the notification to the central station and you receive it on the central station, and then you can send someone, send authorities, or track the person where it is, or I mean the cell phone as well. You can add your own logo for APS, so you can put the logo of your company. You can also personalize your service, because here at the bottom we have 4 little icons. I don't know if you can see that I also add a zombie, but it's just to say that you can personalize it. Let's say that you want to report a person, or maybe you can report I don't know, someone that hasn't paid, or whatever you need to report. Here in Mexico, I remember a county, a city that says that he wants to report domestic violence. So you can also add this icon to specific service that you want to add. And also you can set a destination to meet at. That's what we call a rendezvous, as in French, a rendezvous. So we have this new business opportunity in private sectors, as I said, as you don't have to install an alarm panel with APS. And also you can have a panel, of course, you can add it to all your customers. Once you buy APS, you can install the app free. You can use it for just, I don't know, 50 customers or 200 or 2,000 customers, and they can all have it on their phone and then send the signal to the central station. I would like to talk about this opportunity in private sectors as a Securitor. In the United States and in Canada, Securitor is more sold like for private projects. It can be shopping centers, hospitals, industrial companies, and cities, schools, etc. In Latin America, it's quite different because we have more central stations, as I talked at the beginning, the central stations that they install the panel on their clients, and then they charge for a plan or a fee that can be monthly or maybe yearly, depends, doesn't matter, but is different with these private sectors where they do have their own central monitoring station for their offices or the hospitals they have or whatever. For example, in the United States, there are oil companies that also have Securitor, and they do have their fire panels and sensors that are very specific to that sector. Okay, the versions. Well, Securitor is sold in 3 different versions. We have ST Plus to 200, and this is an annual license for 200 accounts, and you just have one support in a year, so you can choose when you want to have it, but it's just once in a year. And there's not very big difference to these other versions. I mean, it's the core version of Securitor, the core version that you can download from our webpage. But the difference is that with ST1 V2, you can have all accounts that you want. If you want to have 200 or 1,000 or 10,000, it's okay. Of course, if you have 10,000 subscribers, maybe you will need more than just one operator in the central station, more than one employee. And so for this, we have the license that is the server license, and you can have one workstation or maybe 2, 3, or 4. You can add it. The workstation are WS, the code, and you can add 3 or 4 or maybe 50. Depends of how many workstations you want to have working at the same time. These 2 licenses, ST1 V2 and STAS V2, have a year support plan during business hours. So you can ask for a ticket practically whenever you want. We have, of course, time of answers and priorities, but if you have any question about Securitor, how to operate, or you want to add maybe a receiver or whatever, you can add it, and you can ask for a ticket. So with Securitor, then you are able to receive an event, to get notified, and to follow all the procedures that you need to have in order to react fast. You can have total control over your monitoring center, and you can have, of course, happy customers that will have more interaction with your central station. And when I say more interaction, is as I mentioned, you can control remote panels. You can arm or disarm panels. You can also trigger whatever you want. Let's say open, I don't know, a light and open a door, etc. from Securitor. You can see cameras. You can have interaction with your customers through our apps, and you can also know where your staff is, and you can say that you did your job correctly because you have the proof of it. You will have a recording, and everything you want to have, it's going to be in this software, so you can have like a very good central station and very professional. And I think that's it. I don't know if you have any questions about this presentation.
Thank you, Tensi. Thank you for sharing this valuable information about MCDI and all the features of Securitor, as well as the DT42 receiver. Let's ask the participants if they might have a question that we can answer at this moment. Let's check. So if you have a question about any of the information that Tensi shared with us this morning, Please share us your question throughout the question panel. I know that a few of you have been using it. Thank you so much, Mr. Carrillo, Ms. Requena. Thank you so much for participating on this webinar. So if you may have a question, please send us your question at the moment, or if not, we'll also be sharing Tensy's contact information on the follow-up email. So let's wait a couple of minutes just to check on that. And then just a quick reminder that this webinar was recorded and it's going to be sent to your email after the webinar. Also, please keep checking on our YouTube channel that we are uploading all of our recordings after the webinars. Also, we invite you to follow our social media as well as our website for future sessions. So we do have one question from Ms. Marisol. And the question is there other customer trainings or system trainings available? Yes, actually, at the moment, we are preparing the new calendar for October and November. So please keep checking on our website, appcom.net, where we publish all of these trainings on a weekly basis. And we'll be uploading the October and November schedule on the follow-up days. So also, we'll be sending you an email with all the new dates, Ms. Requena, so you can join in to all these sessions.
Yes, I also have a training in Tijuana. It's going to be in presence, and I'm going to be in Tijuana next week and also in Hermosillo in Mexico. So it's going to be in Spanish, but we can also do a training, a webinar in English if you want for training. You will tell me when we can do that. Like how to, create an account and how to set a receiver, something like that. More like technical webinar.
Thank you, Tensy. Yes, also we can create sessions with a specific training. So if you may have a specific question about how to set up the receiver or how to work with the software, we can also set up a meeting with Tensy to answer all of your questions. So yes, great question, Ms. Requena. Thank you so much. Okay, well, Tensy, thank you so much again for your time this morning. And as we mentioned, we'll be having more webinars on the following up months in Spanish and English. So please keep up checking our website as well as social media. Tensy, I don't know if you want to add something else?
Yes, sometimes customer ask me if I can show them how they work, these features that I show you, the APS, or maybe you want to check, I don't know, MCB or the app that is called Verificator, or maybe the Click to Dial one that is also a very good module, a very good feature, because you can, as I said, you can record everything. So if you want to see it working, just send me an email. My email is tensy@mcdi.com, and I can set a meeting with you. It can be in Spanish or in English, or even in French if you want, and I can do this presentation for you anytime.
Thank you, Tensy. Thank you so much for your time. And well, we'll be sending the information for Tensy on the follow-up email. And well, we thank you again for your time this morning, and we hope you have a great day.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.